أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu and welcome to our class today. I hope and pray that you are all doing well, inshallah, and having a lovely day. I'd like to request you all that please make sure that you are logged in with your correct ID. So that's the ID that you were issued with when you were accepted for our course. Please make sure that you're logged in with that ID. Also, please make sure that you have a line going across your video icons to indicate that your videos are off. Also, please make sure that you have done wudu before you have entered the classroom today. You're wearing clean clothing, your heads are covered. It would be really lovely if parents are also present with us in our class. And as always, make sure you're sitting in a nice and quiet place with no background noise behind you, so that when you're called to the mic, we can all hear you clearly, and so that you can learn to the best of your ability. Okay, and one more announcement before we move on is that we have set up a WhatsApp group for parents. So please, if you are not part of our WhatsApp group, please let us know by emailing us on ukquranclass@gmail.com to tell us that you're not part of the WhatsApp group, so that we can add you to that group. So on that WhatsApp group, we share daily homeworks and also any updates that we need to inform you of. So please, if you're not part of that WhatsApp group, let us know so that we can add you. Jazakumullah. Okay, so we're going to start our class today with a prayer. If I could please request discipline in charge to choose a student for us.
Assalamu alaikum. Our first student is 61044.
Assalamu alaikum.
61044.
Assalamu alaikum. 61044. Are you there?
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, so you've been chosen to read our prayer with us today. So it's highlighted in front of you. So I'd like you to please repeat after me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Excellent. Allahumma inni as'aluka. Okay, let's try again. As'aluka. Okay. Okay, well done. Ilman nafi'a. Excellent, well done. Really nicely read. And could you please read the translation for us now?
Yes.
Oh Allah,
Oh Allah,
I ask you for beneficial knowledge.
Well done. Excellent. Really nicely read. And this is from Ibn Majah, hadith number 925. Excellent. Well done. Really nicely read. Jazakumullah. So I understand everybody's at home, but please do try and make sure that we have a nice, quiet environment for the kids to learn in. We have a nice, quiet background so that we're all able to hear everyone clearly. Jazakumullah. Okay. So let's move on to our class today. Okay, so quickly, let's recap what you done on Monday. So on Monday, you learnt a new rule and you covered the rule of fatha, which is lesson number 5. Okay, so let's just quickly remind you of what you learnt in that lesson. You learnt that fatha is a small hyphen which is placed in a slanted position on top of a letter, and any letter with a fatha on it is called a maftu letter, and it should be pronounced nice and softly without a jerk. And we learnt that a maftu letter should be pronounced for 1 second and 1 second only, okay, not longer than that. So as you can see over here, we learnt that this is what a fatha looks like. It's found on top of a letter. So this is a simple alif. then you have an alif with a fatha on top, a. Okay, that's how we would pronounce it. Alif with a fatha, a. And just like that, we also have this letter, it's Jim. Then you have Jim with a fatha, j. Okay, so the important thing that we're concentrating on was the timing. Okay, so that's what you learned on Monday's lesson. And then in yesterday's class, you practiced this again with your teacher, along with lesson number 4, which was on combined letters. All right, so that's what you covered in yesterday's class as well. So in today's class, we will be moving on to lesson number 6. And this lesson is on the rule of kasra, short stretch. All right, so I'm going to read this paragraph for you and try and explain it to you, and then we'll be going through the exercises in this lesson. Okay, so kasra is another important slanted stroke that is commonly placed below a letter. Okay, so whereas we learnt that fatha is placed on top of a letter, we are now learning that kasra is another slanted stroke, but it's now placed below a letter. When a letter carries a kasra, it is called maksur. Okay, so the letter carrying the kasra is called a maksur letter. A maksur letter should be articulated or should be pronounced softly and must not be prolonged for more than 1 second or 1 count, just like a maftu letter. So just like we learned on Monday that a maftu letter should not be prolonged for 1 second, a maksur letter should also not be prolonged for more than 1 second or 1 count. Okay, so that's something that's very important and something I'd like you to keep in mind whilst we're going through the exercises today. Okay, so let's go to exercise 6.1 and show you what kasra looks like. Okay, so you can see in these 3 boxes, it's showing the same thing and it's showing us what a kasra looks like. So if we imagine that this line over here, this is a letter, then the kasra is this stroke over here. You can see it's a small line, a small hyphen, which is in a slanted position or slightly to its side, and it's found below the letter. And that's how we know that this is a kasra. Okay, and let's have a look at how we pronounce a letter with a kasra on it. So you can see that this is a simple alif. It has no sign on it, so we simply say it as alif. Now in the next column, we can see that this is an alif and it has a kasra underneath it. Okay, so how we pronounce this is E. Okay, E. I'm saying it very nice, very softly, and my voice is going downwards, and I'm only pronouncing it for 1 second or 1 count and no longer than that. All right, so that's something, like I said, the timing is something that is very important and something we have to pay very close attention to whilst we're going through our lesson today. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a few students to come to the mic one by one, and then we'll go through each of the alphabets and see how the sound is when we place a kasra underneath it. Okay, so discipline in charge, we could please have a student on the mic.
Yes, our next student is G1056.
Jazakumullah. G1056. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. G1056. Okay, let's move on to another student, please.
G1050.
Okay, G1050. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, do you understand what a kasra is?
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell me what a kasra is, please?
It's a slanted line under a letter.
Yes, excellent. Well done. And how long do we pronounce it for?
1 second.
1 second. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to go through this, the letters, and I'm going to ask you to please repeat after me. This is alif.
Alif.
Well done. Now this is the same letter, but with a kasra underneath it, and we pronounce this as E.
E.
Perfect. Well done. Nice and softly without a jerk sound, and we're saying it as E. Perfect. Let's carry on. This is the letter Ba.
Ba.
Well done. Now it's the same letter but with a kasra underneath it. B.
B.
Perfect. Well done. This is the letter Ta.
Ta.
Well done. Now this is the same letter but with a kasra underneath it. T.
T.
Perfect. Well done. Next is the letter Tha.
Tha.
Perfect. Very nicely pronounced. Well done. Now same letter with a kasra underneath it. Thi.
Thi.
Perfect. Well done. Next is Jim.
Jim.
Jim with a kasra underneath it. G.
G.
Excellent. One more time. G.
G.
Excellent. Well done. Let's do another line. This is the letter H.
Ha.
Perfect. Now same letter but with a kasra underneath it. He.
He.
Excellent. Now really try and make that sound of the H. He.
He.
Excellent. Well done. Really nicely read. And the next letter is Kha.
Kha.
Excellent. This is Khi.
Khi.
Yes, well done. So same letter but with a kasra. We're pronouncing as, how do you pronounce it again?
Khi.
Perfect. Well done. Dal.
Dal.
D.
D.
Yes, one more time. D.
D.
Excellent. Well done. Zal.
Zal.
Okay, just come a bit closer to your mic. Your voice has faded away slightly. Let's try again. Zal.
Zal.
Well done. The.
The.
Excellent. Well done. And let's do one more. Ra.
Ra.
Ri.
Ri.
Excellent. One more time.
Ri.
Excellent. Perfect. Very nicely read. Jazakumullah for your help. Can we have another student on the mic, please?
Yes, our next student is G1121.
Jazakumullah. G1121. Assalamu alaikum. G1121. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, can I please request everybody to pay close attention to when we call out your name or your ID, and if you could please come on the mic straight away. Jazakumullah. Shall we move on to another student?
Yes, G1004.
G1004. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Okay, how are you today?
Okay, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, so are you understanding what a kasra is?
Yes.
Okay, and how many seconds do I pronounce a maksur letter?
3.
Okay, how many seconds?
3.
Okay, so the answer is 1 second. Okay, so any letter with a kasra underneath it is called a maksur letter, and a maksur letter should only be pronounced for 1 second or 1 count. Okay, so let's quickly practice that. This is the letter za. Okay, just repeat after me. Za. Okay, can you repeat after me? Za.
Za.
Excellent. Now this is the same letter but with a kasra underneath it. Z.
Z.
Excellent. Perfect. So we're remembering that we're only pronouncing it for 1 second. Next letter, Sin.
Sin.
Excellent. Now same letter but with a kasra underneath it. Si.
C.
Excellent. Perfect. One more time.
C.
Si. Okay, well done. Now next letter is Sheen.
She.
Perfect. And how would you pronounce this?
She.
Excellent. Perfect. She. Excellent. Well done. Next letter, what letter is this?
Sod.
Okay, nice and thick and heavy sound. Sod.
Sod.
Okay, and how would you pronounce this?
C.
Okay, well done. So you're still keeping that heavy, thick sound because it's a thick sounding letter, but we produce it with the sound of a kasra. Si.
C.
Perfect. Now, what letter is this?
Zod.
Okay, now thick and heavy sound. Dod.
Zod.
Okay, and how would you pronounce this?
Z.
Okay, now really thick and heavy sound, as heavy as you can make it. Di.
Z.
Okay, so it's more of a thicker sound than Z. It's D.
D.
Okay, well done. Okay, perfect. Let's do the next letter. This is again thick and heavy sounding letter. Ta.
Twa.
Okay, now remember, there's no element of a wow in there sounding. Slight sound of wa is coming there. Make sure your sound goes straight up. Ta.
Ba.
One more time.
Ba.
Ta.
Ta.
Perfect. Well done. And the same letter but with a kasra underneath it. Ti.
Twi.
Okay, now remember that wow sound that you're making shouldn't be there. It should straight away go down. Ti.
Twi.
Okay, you have to be really, really careful. And these, these thick and heavy sounding letters, it's very easy to have a slight sound of a W or a wow in there in the middle. But we have to make sure that we're not doing that. Okay, our sound must go straight either up or down. So, for example, over here, this is the letter ta, but it has a kasra underneath it, so our sound goes straight down. Ti.
Tu. Twi.
Okay, now remember again, you shouldn't say tui, you're going to say ti.
Ti.
Yes, well done. Okay, perfect. Second time you said it was perfect. Let's do the next letter. This is the letter za.
Za.
Okay, excellent. And what's this?
Z.
Okay, but we must make sure that we're only saying it for 1 second. Z.
Z.
Yes, well done. Now this is the letter ein.
I.
Ein.
I.
Okay, and how would you pronounce this?
E.
Yes, same. Make sure you're saying it from within the throat. E.
E.
Yes, okay. So this is a bit more of a difficult one to pronounce correctly, but with practice, inshallah, you'll get better. But that was really good. Now the next letter, how would you say this?
Rein.
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 And this one?
Ri.
Perfect. The next letter is fa.
Fa.
Perfect. Now same letter but with a kasra. Fi.
Fi.
Perfect. Excellent. Very nicely read. Jazakumullah for your help. Let's have another student on the mic, please.
Our next student is G1104.
Jazakumullah. G1104. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, so are you understanding the rule okay?
Yes.
All right, perfect. How many seconds do I pronounce a maksur letter for? How long, how many seconds do I pronounce a letter with a kasra underneath it?
2.
Okay, now we must make sure that we're remembering the timing correctly. It's only for 1 second. Okay, so any letter with a kasra underneath it should only be pronounced for 1 second. Okay?
Okay.
All right, perfect. So the next letter, this is a simple letter with no stroke on it. So this is the letter qaf.
Qaf.
Okay, well done. I can hear that you're really trying to make that thick and heavy sound. Qaf.
Qaf.
Okay, remember it's not a khaf, it's a qaf.
Qaf.
Perfect, well done. Now this is the same letter but with a kasra underneath it. Qi.
Ki.
Okay, well done. Really try to make that sound from within the throat. Qi.
Khi.
Okay, really good try, mashallah, well done. But keep practicing the sound of this letter so you can get it even better. Okay, now let's do the next letter. This is ki.
Ki.
Sorry, this is the letter kaf.
Kaf.
Excellent. Okay, apologies. This is a simple letter, so we pronounce this as kaf.
Kaf.
Perfect. Now this is the same letter but with a kasra underneath it. So we pronounce this as ki.
Ki.
Excellent. Well done. Now next letter is lam.
Lam.
Okay. Same letter with a kasra. Li.
Li.
Excellent. Mim.
Mim.
Mi.
Mi.
Excellent. Well done. So we can hear how the sound changes when we have a kasra underneath the letter. Perfect. Noon.
Noon.
Excellent. Same letter with a kasra. Ni.
Ni.
Wow. Excellent. Well done. Next letter. Wow.
Wow.
We.
We.
Excellent. Ha.
Ha.
Okay. And this is coming from the bottom of our throat, so not putting any effort into it, simply as it comes out. Ha.
Ha.
Okay, well done. And this is he.
He.
Excellent. This is Hamza.
Hamza.
Well done. Now Hamza, now over here, has a kasra underneath it. Now whenever Hamza has a stroke on it, then it makes the same sound as an alif would. So we're going to pronounce this as E.
E.
Okay, does that make sense? So whenever Hamza has a stroke on it, even if it has fatha on it or a kasra on it, we're going to pronounce it as if we were pronouncing an alif. And so we're going to pronounce it as if alif had a kasra underneath it. So that's what we're saying, E. Okay, and this is the letter Ya.
Ya.
Now same letter with a kasra, Yi.
Yi.
Perfect, well done. Now can you tell me what letter this is?
Ta.
Excellent, well done. So this is a special type of ta. This is ta al-marbuta. So we're going to pronounce it like a ta. And now over here, ta has a kasra underneath it. So how would you pronounce it?
Ti.
Perfect, excellent, well done. Really nicely read. Jazakumullah for your help, G1104.
Jazakallah.
So that was exercise 6.1, and in this exercise we've gone through all the alphabets and we've seen how they look on their own, and then we've seen how they look and how they sound when a kasra is found underneath them. Okay, so we've paid close attention to how the pronunciation changes when a letter has a kasra underneath it. Okay, and we've also revised that any letter with a kasra underneath it is called a maksur letter, and a maksur letter is pronounced for 1 second. Okay, it's a very short sound and only for 1 second or 1 count. Okay, so now if during the class I ask you how many seconds do I pronounce a maksur letter, then I want you to tell me that it's for 1 second. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to move on to exercise 6.2, and in this exercise you can see that we're moving on to forming words. Okay, so in the first 3 columns over here you can see that we have individual letters with either a fatha on them or a kasra underneath them. Okay, and then we're going to join the letters and we're going to form a whole word in this column over here. Okay, so in this exercise we're now moving on, and now we're incorporating the rule of fatha into our reading as well. So we're going to have some letters with fatha on them, some letters with kasra on them, and I want you to follow after me and we'll practice the timing as well of them. Okay, fatha is pronounced for 1 second and kasra letters are also pronounced for 1 second. So this is something we need to take care of. Discipline in charge, if we could please have a student on the mic.
Yes, our next student is G1105.
Jazakumullah. G1105. Assalamu alaikum.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू. आपका क्या हाल है?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. Jazakumullah for asking. How are you doing?
मैं ठीक हूँ.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so we're moving on to exercise 6.2. And like I said, in this exercise, we're practicing the rule of fatha and also the rule of kasra, which we've just learned today as well. Okay, so we're going through each letter and then we're going to try and put it all together and form the word at the end. Okay, so please repeat after me. This is the letter waw with a fatha, wa.
wa,
Excellent. Now this you can see is the letter Ra with a kasra underneath it. So Ri.
ri,
And this is the letter Tha and it has a fatha on it. So we're producing the sound for 1 second. We're saying Tha.
tha,
Excellent. Now Wa,
wa,
Ri,
ri,
Tha.
tha,
Waritha.
waritha.
Excellent. Perfect. Okay, so this is a really good exercise to ease us into joining various letters and forming words. So this is a really good exercise to practice. Okay, let's do the next example. This is the letter Ta and it has a fatha on it. So 1 second rule applies. Ta.
Ta,
This is the letter Ba and it has a kasra underneath it. Bi.
bi,
Excellent. This is the letter Ain and it has a fatha on it. A.
a,
Excellent. Ta,
ta,
bi,
bi,
a.
a,
Tabi'a.
tabi'a,
Excellent. One more time on your own.
tabi'a.
Excellent. Well done. Really good sounds made there and really good timing as well. So we have to make sure that all 3 of these letters are being pronounced for 1 second each. Okay, excellent. Now let's do the next example. This is again the letter Ain and it has a kasra underneath it. So, I.
Ay,
Well done. This is the letter Waw with a fatha. Wa.
wa,
This is the letter Jim and what does it have on top of it?
fata,
Excellent. How would you pronounce this?
ja,
Excellent. I,
i,
wa,
wa,
ja.
ja,
Iwaja.
iwaja,
Excellent. Perfect. One more time on your own.
iwaja.
Excellent. Well done. Really nicely read. Let's do the next example now. We have the letter Ya and it has a fatha. Ya.
Ya,
This is the letter Dal. It has a kasra. Di.
di,
Again, the letter Ya with a fatha. Ya.
ya,
Ya.
ya,
Di.
di,
Ya.
ya,
Yadiya.
ya, dia.
Excellent. Well done. Really nicely read. MashaAllah. Keep practicing and well done. You did really good today. Jazakumullah for your help. Can we have another student on the mic, please, to practice with us?
Yes, our next student is G1086.
G1086. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. G1086. Okay, let's move on.
G1034.
G1034. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
I'm G1086.
You're G1086?
Yeah.
Okay, Jilla, we'll listen to you then first. So that's G1086. Okay, how are you today? You okay?
Good. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so we're carrying on with exercise 6.2. And are you understanding the rule okay today?
Yes.
So what are we learning about today? Okay, yes, so we're learning specifically about kasra today, but you're right, we are incorporating the rule of fatha as well today. Perfect. And how many seconds do I pronounce a letter with a kasra underneath it? Can you tell me?
1 second.
1 second. Excellent, that's the right answer. So we're going to carry on, and over here we're joining letters together to form words. So let's go through each step one by one, and then we'll form the word at the end. All right, so over here we can see we have the letter lam, and it has a kasra underneath it. So we'll pronounce this as li.
Li.
Excellent. Then we have the letter mim, and it has a fatha, ma.
Ma.
And this is the letter noon, and it has a kasra underneath it, ni.
Li.
Perfect. Li,
Li.
ma,
Ma.
ni.
Ni.
Let's join that together. Limani.
Limani.
Excellent. Well done. Perfect. So in this exercise, you can see that the maksur letters or the letters with kasra on them have been highlighted in red for you so that it's easier to differentiate between letters with a fatha on them and letters with a kasra on them. So we have to make sure that the letters with kasra underneath them we're pronouncing the same way and for the same amount of time. And then of course we have the meme in the middle with the fatha, so that's also being pronounced for 1 second. Excellent. Well done. Really nicely read. Let's carry on. This is the letter ra and has a fatha. Ra.
Ra.
This is the letter dal with a kasra. D.
Di.
Excellent. This is the letter fa and it has a fatha on it. So how would you pronounce this?
Fa.
Perfect. Ra.
Rodafa.
Okay, let's take it step by step so we don't make any mistakes. This is ra,
Ra.
di,
Di.
fa.
Fa.
Well done. Let's put it together. Radifa,
Radifa.
radifa,
Radifa.
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 Excellent. That was perfect. Well done. Let's move on to the next example. This is the letter sin and it has a fatha. How would you pronounce this?
Sin.
Okay, sin with a fatha. How would you pronounce this?
Fa.
Perfect. Then you have the letter fa and it has a kasra underneath it. How would you pronounce this?
Fi.
Yes, fi. And this is the letter ha with a fatha. Ha.
Ha.
Sa,
Sa.
fi,
Fi.
ha.
Ha.
Well done. Let's put it together. Safiha.
Safiha.
Excellent. Well done. So again, paying close attention to the timing, you heard that I pronounced each of these letters for the same amount of time, which was for 1 second each. So we're not stretching one more than the other or making one shorter than the other. Each of these 3 letters we're pronouncing for 1 second only. All right, let's carry on. This is the letter ha and it has a fatha. Ha.
Ha.
Mim with a kasra. Mi.
Mi.
Dal with a fatha. Da.
Da.
Ha.
Ha.
Mi.
Mi.
Da.
Da.
Hamida.
Hamida.
One more time.
Ha. Hamida.
Excellent. Well done. Really nicely read. Jazakumullah for your help. So that was exercise 6.2, in which we started introducing the rule of fatha in there as well. And we read some letters with a fatha on them, some letters with a kasra underneath them. And then we started joining them together to form whole words. All right, so let's move on to the next exercise, which is exercise 6.3. And in this exercise, you can see that we're joining letters to form words again. Okay, but the format is a bit different, whereas in 6.2, exercise 6.2, we saw that the letters were first of all split for us and then they joined them together. In this exercise, the letters are straight away joined all together. Okay, but to help us, what we're going to do is we're still going to take it step by step. We're going to look at each individual letter. We're going to look at what sign it has on it. Does it have a fatha? Does it have a kasra? And then we're going to form that sound, and then we'll try and say the whole word together. Okay, so don't be worried. It might look a bit daunting, or it might look a bit scary. There's so much letters over here and so many strokes, but we're going to take it one step by step, and we're going to form the sounds separately and then join the letters together to form the word. Okay, so we're going to have a few examples per student. So let's have a student on the mic, please.
G1034.
Okay, G1034. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. Jazakumullah for asking. And do you understand the rule that we're learning today?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the rule of kasra. And how many seconds do you pronounce a maksur letter for? Can you tell me?
1 minute. 1 second.
1 second. Yes, 1 minute would be too long, wouldn't it be? We would lose our breath. So we have to only pronounce it for 1 second. Okay, so like I said, we're going to move on to exercise 6.3, but we're going to take one letter at a time, pronounce it individually, and then we're going to say the whole word together. So I might ask you to help me in between, but for now, I just want you to follow along with me. All right, so this is the first letter. This is the letter alif, and it has a kasra underneath it. So we're going to pronounce this as E.
E.
Perfect. Next letter is Ra, and it has a fatha, Ra.
Ra.
Excellent. Next letter is Mim, and it has a fatha on it, Ma.
Ma.
Perfect. E,
E.
Ra,
Ra.
Ma.
Ma.
Irama.
Irama.
Excellent. Very nicely read, mashallah. Well done. Let's carry on. The next letter, can you tell me what letter it is?
Sha.
Okay,
Sheen.
what's Sheen? Yes, the name of the letter is Sheen, and it has a fatha on it. So you're right. How would we pronounce this?
Sha.
Excellent. Well done. And the next letter, what letter is this?
Ha.
Excellent. What does it have underneath it?
A line.
Okay, what's this line called?
Kasra.
Kasra. Yes, that's what we're learning today. A line found underneath the letter is called kasra. So we say this as he.
E.
Excellent. And then we have the letter dal, and it has a fatha on it, da.
Da.
Sha,
Sha.
he,
E.
da.
Ha. Da.
Da. Excellent. Shahida.
Shahida.
Excellent. Perfect. Well done. Let's carry on. This is the letter ya, and it has a fatha. How would you pronounce this?
Ya.
Excellent. What's the next letter?
Li. La.
Okay. What's the name of the letter?
La.
Lam.
Lam.
Yes, the letter is lam, and it has a kasra underneath it. So how would you pronounce it?
La.
Li.
Li.
Excellent. And the next letter is Jim, and it has a fatha, ja.
Ja.
Yalija.
Ya. Ja.
Try again, please.
Ya. Ya. Ja.
Yalija.
Ya. Ja.
Okay, let's try one more time. Now, this letter over here is lam, and it has a kasra, so we're pronouncing as li. Ya, li, ja.
Ya. Li. Ja.
Yalija.
Ya. Li. Ja.
Excellent. Well done. Really nicely read. Let's carry on. Letter Ain with a fatha, a.
A.
Letter Lam with a kasra, li.
Li.
Letter Lam with a fatha, ma.
Ma.
Alima.
Alima.
Excellent. Well done. Getting much better now. Let's try the next one. Letter Ha with a fatha, ha.
Ha.
Letter Fa with a kasra, fi.
Fi.
Well done. And the letter Za with a fatha, za.
Zod.
Za.
Zo.
Excellent. Ha,
Ha.
fi,
Fi.
za.
Zo.
Hafiza.
Hafizi. Za.
Okay, let's try one more time. Hafiza.
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 Excellent. Well done, mashallah. Really nicely read. We're getting a bit more advanced with our reading now, and we're putting letters together to form words. So it might take some time to get it perfect, but you did really well, mashallah. Keep practicing. Well done. Excellent. Jazakumullah for your help.
Allah.
Allah Hafiz. Can we have another student on the mic, please?
Yes, our next student is G1063.
Jazakumullah. G1063. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, so moving on to the next line. And let's take one letter at a time and then we'll join it together at the end. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first letter is Sheen and it has a fatha on it. So how do we pronounce that? Can you tell me?
Sha.
Excellent. Next letter is Ra and it has a kasra underneath it. So Ri.
Ri.
Perfect. And the next letter is the letter Ba and it has a fatha. So I would pronounce this as Ba.
Ba.
Perfect. Sha,
Sha.
Ri,
Ri.
Ba.
Ba.
Shariba.
Shariba.
Excellent. Well done. Really nicely read. Let's carry on. This is the letter. Can you tell me what letter this is?
Lam.
Lam. Yes, well done. And what does it have on top of it? Can you tell me the name of the stroke? Yes, fatha. Excellent. So how would you pronounce this?
La.
La. Excellent. Next letter is?
Bi.
Okay, what's the name of the letter? Can you tell me?
Ba.
Yes, the name of the letter is Ba and it has a kasra underneath it. So we pronounce this as you said correctly, B.
Bi.
Excellent. Now the next letter, how would you pronounce this?
Sa.
Excellent. Now remember, this letter is pronounced when you take your the tip of your tongue and you place it to the back of your top teeth, okay? Sa.
Sa.
Excellent. La,
La.
bi,
Bi.
tha.
Sa.
Labitha.
Labisa.
Well done. Excellent. Really nicely read. Now this is pronounced as ba,
Ba.
la,
La.
and what letter is this? Can you tell me?
Dal.
This is the letter dal. Excellent. Well done. And it has a kasra underneath it, so we pronounce it as D.
Di.
Okay, now do you want to try it by yourself? How would you say this word?
Baladi.
Yes, excellent. Well done. Really nicely read. Baladi.
Baladi.
Perfect. Well done. Really nicely read. Let's carry on. A,
A.
the,
Si.
na.
Na.
Excellent. Adina.
Azina.
Excellent. Well done. Now, sometimes you don't make that mistake, but sometimes it's very easy that when you're reading in continuation or when you're reading the whole word, sometimes the last letter mistakenly you can stretch for more than 1 second. But we have to be really careful and not make that mistake, okay? So we have to make sure that each one of the letters is said for 1 second each and no longer than that. Okay, but you're doing really well, mashallah. Let's carry on. This is the letter Ain with a fatha, A.
A.
This is the letter Mim with a kasra, Mi.
Mi.
This is the letter Lam with a fatha, La.
La.
Amila.
Amila.
Excellent. Well done. Really nicely read, mashallah. Jazakumullah for your help. Keep practicing. Can we have another student on the mic, please?
Yes, but just before that, I can see many students are playing with the video icon. So please sit properly and pay attention to what your teacher is teaching you. Our next student is G1112.
Assalamu alaikum. G112. G1112. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, how are you?
I'm fine.
Alhamdulillah, that's good to hear. So we're going to carry on with exercise 6.3 and I want you to please follow after me. This is the letter Ha and it has a fatha on it. So we pronounce this as Ha.
Ha. Ha.
Okay, now really from the middle of your throat, Ha.
Ha.
Okay, now the next letter is the letter Ba, but it has a kasra underneath it. So we pronounce this as B.
B.
And this is the letter Ta, and it has a fatha, Ta.
Ta.
Yes. Ha,
Ha.
B. Okay, pronounce this. B,
B.
ta. Okay, can you pronounce this for me? Ta.
Ta.
Excellent. Now all together. Habita.
Ha. Ta.
Habita.
Habito.
Excellent. Well done. Really nicely pronounced. Let's carry on. This is the letter fa and it has a fatha, fa.
Fa.
Letter lam and with a kasra, li.
Li.
This is the letter mim and it has a fatha, ma.
Ma.
Fa,
Fa.
li,
Li.
ma.
Ma.
Falima.
Falima.
Excellent. Perfect. Well done. Let's carry on. This is the letter qaf and it has a fatha, qa.
Ko.
Letter mim with the fatha, ma.
Ma.
This is the letter ra but with a kasra, ri.
Ri.
Qa,
Ko.
ma,
Ma.
ri.
Ri.
Qamari.
Komari.
Excellent. Well done. You're doing really well, mashallah. Let's carry on. This is pronounced as wa.
Wa.
La.
La.
And this is the letter dal and it has a kasra, di.
Ti.
Waladi.
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 Excellent. Perfect. Well done. And the last one. This is the letter sin, sa.
Sa.
Yes, sin with a fatha, sa.
Sa.
Letter noon with a fatha, na.
Na.
Now, can you tell me what letter this is?
Okay.
Okay, what letter is this, sorry?
Ta.
Yes, the letter ta, and what does it have underneath it?
Do.
Okay, what's the stroke at the bottom? It's the stroke of kasra, yes?
Yes.
Okay, yes, that's what we're learning today. A slanted stroke placed at the bottom of the letter like this is called a kasra. So this is pronounced as ti.
E.
Sanati.
Sanati.
Excellent. Well done. Really nicely read, mashallah. Can we have another student on the mic? Jazakumullah for your help. Can we have another student on the mic, please? Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
G1078.
Jazakumullah. G1078. Assalamu alaikum. G1078. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. I think there's no answer. Shall we move on?
Yes. G1084.
G1084. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. What's your ID?
G1084.
Perfect. Okay. How are you today? Are you okay?
I'm fine, and you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. Jazakumullah for asking. Okay, we're going to move on to the next line. And as you can see in this example, we have 4 letters joining together. So let's take one letter at a time. This is pronounced as fa.
Fa.
Now this again is the letter fa with a fatha. Fa.
Fa.
This is the letter za with a kasra. Z.
Z.
Excellent. And this is the letter ain with a fatha. A. Excellent. Fafa.
Fafa.
Zia.
Zia.
Fafa zia.
Fafa. Zia.
Excellent. Well done. So at first it might look a bit like a longer word, but like you saw when we split it up and we did one letter at a time, it's very easy to say it at the end. Okay, let's carry on. This is the letter ya with a fatha. Ya.
Ya.
Excellent. Now this over here is the letter hamza with a kasra underneath it. Okay, so over here the sound that we're making is of the hamza. Okay, this bit over here is acting like a chair to the hamza for the hamza to kind of sit on, but it's the kasra is applied to the hamza. Okay, so hamza makes a sound, the same sound as an alif does. So we're going to pronounce this as E.
E.
And this is sa.
Sa.
Excellent. Ya Isa.
Ya Isa.
Excellent. Well done. Next letter qaf with a fatha. Qa.
Qa.
Next is the letter lam with a fatha. La.
La.
And this is the letter mim with a kasra. Mi.
Mi.
Qalami.
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 Okay, now you have to make sure the qaf is a nice and thick and heavy sounding letter. So really round your mouth and from the middle of your throat pronounce that. Qalami.
Qalami.
Well done. Okay, keep practicing that, but well done. Next, ba.
Ba.
Ri.
Ri.
Qa.
Qa.
Bariqa.
Bariqa.
Excellent. Well done. Next, this is the letter kaf with a fatha. Ka.
Ka.
This is the letter ra with a kasra. Ri.
Ri.
And this is the letter ha with a fatha. Ha.
Ha.
Excellent. Well done. All together now. Kariha.
Kariha.
Excellent. Well done, mashallah. You read really nicely. Jazakumullah for your help. Can we have another student on the mic, please?
Yes, our next student is G1118.
Jazakumullah. G1118. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, we're carrying on and I want you to follow along with me. This is the letter noon with a fatha. Na.
Na.
Excellent. Next letter is seen with a kasra. Si.
Si.
Excellent. And what's this letter over here?
Ya.
Excellent. And it has a fatha. So you would pronounce this as ya.
Ya.
Okay, excellent. So again, 1 second rule applies here because of the fatha. Ya.
Ya.
Nasiya.
Nasiya.
Excellent. Make sure you're saying each letter individually as well, not mixing the sounds. One more time. Nasiya.
Nasiya.
Excellent. Well done. Next, this is the letter kha with a fatha. Kha.
Kha.
Yes. 1 second. Remember to only say it for 1 second or one count. Okay.
Kha.
Perfect. Next is the letter sin with a kasra. Si.
Si.
And this is the letter ra with a fatha. Ra.
Ra.
Excellent. Khasira.
Khasira.
Perfect. Excellent. Well done. Next, the letter is ra with a fatha. Ra.
Ra.
Perfect. Next is the letter dad with a kasra. Di.
Zi.
Okay, remember we talked about that, not making that sound of a wow in the middle of pronouncing this letter. Okay, we have to go
Zi.
straight. Perfect. Di.
Zi.
Okay, and then this is the letter ya with a fatha. Ya.
Ya.
Radiya.
Radiya.
Excellent. Well done. Next is the letter fa with a fatha. Fa.
Fa.
This is the letter lam with a fatha. La.
La.
This is the letter qaf with a kasra. Qi.
Qi.
Falaqi.
Falaqi.
Excellent. Well done. And lastly, we have the letter fa with a fatha. Fa.
Fa.
And this is the letter ha with a kasra. He.
He.
This is the letter ya with a fatha. Ya.
Ya.
Fahiya.
Fahiya.
Okay, remember not to elongate the last letter too long. Only 1 second, the same amount of time that you're giving the other two letters as well. Fahiya.
Fahiya.
Excellent. Perfect. Well done. Excellent. Jazakumullah for your help. And can we have one more student on the mic, please?
Yes, our next student is G1076.
Jazakumullah. G1076. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Please follow along with me.
Okay.
You pronounce this as fa.
Fa.
Ri.
Ri.
Ha.
Ha.
Fariha.
Fariha.
Okay, remember this sound is made from the middle of your throat. So ha.
Ha.
Fariha.
Fariha.
Excellent. Well done. Next is the letter fa with a fatha. Fa.
Fa.
Next is letter lam with a kasra. Li.
Li.
And next is the letter mim with a fatha. Ma.
Ma.
Falima.
Falima.
Perfect. Next, e.
E.
B.
B.
Li.
Li.
Ibili.
Ibili.
Perfect. Well done. Next, ra.
Ro.
B.
B.
Ha.
Ha.
Rabiha.
Robiha.
Excellent. And lastly, we have the letter mim with the fatha. Ma.
Ma.
The letter lam with the kasra. Li.
Li.
And then the letter kaf with the kasra. Ki.
Ki.
Maliki.
Maliki.
Excellent. Well done, mashallah. Really nicely read. Jazakumullah for your help. So that was exercise 6.3 that we've just completed. And mashallah, everybody read really, really nicely, really put a good effort into pronouncing all the letters correctly and for the correct amount of time as well. So that was for 1 second each. The letters that we pronounced today, we pronounced them for 1 second each. Okay? So just to round up, in today's lesson, we learnt that a letter carrying the stroke of kasra is called a maksur letter, and we have to give 1 second time. Okay, so every maksur letter is pronounced for 1 second, just like a maftu letter is also pronounced for 1 second. Okay, maftu letter is a letter with fatha, maksur letter is a letter with kasra. Okay, and both these letters need to be pronounced for 1 second each. Okay, so your homework for today's class is to practice exercise 6.4. Okay, so in today's class we practiced until 6.3, so I want you to carry on and let me show you exercise 6.4. It's on page 50 of the book, and you can see that there's loads of examples for you to have a look through and to practice. And as we always say, the more you practice, inshallah, the better you will get in your pronunciation. Okay, so please make sure that you do your homework, which is to practice exercise 6.4. Keeping in mind to pronounce the letter correctly and for the correct amount of time, which is for 1 second each. Okay, so that's your homework, and this homework will be shared on the WhatsApp group for parents. So as I announced in the beginning of the lesson, that if you are not part of that WhatsApp group, please do email us to inform us so that we can add you to that WhatsApp group. Okay, so mashallah, everybody did really, really well today, and we'll be ending the class with the prayer after reciting the Holy Quran. If I could please have a student on the mic.
G1035.
Jazakumullah. G1035. Assalamu alaikum. G1035. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, can we have another student, please?
G1009.
G1009. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, G1009. Assalamu alaikum. Are you there? Okay, let's try one more student, please.
G1031.
G1031. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, if you are getting a notification to request unmute, then please do. Wa alaikum assalam. Sorry, what's your ID?
G1031.
All right, perfect. Jazakumullah for accepting the request. And we'll be ending our class today with this prayer. So if I could please request you to follow along with me. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Allahumma
اللهم
Hamni
Hamni
Bil-Qur'an
Bil-Qur'an
Nil-Azim.
Nil-Azim.
Excellent, well done. And can you read the translation for me now?
O Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran, the Great.
Well done, excellent, really nicely read. Jazakumullah. Jazakumullah to everybody who joined us for today's class, and inshallah we'll speak to you all again same time tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.